Good evening and welcome to another coffee talk. It is Friday the 13th and we have people entering the house. Shangy girl, thank you for coming. Morning, evening, afternoon, dawn. Okay, I take it you may be over on the other side of the world. Thank you for coming. And Julie Ann West over in the UK. What time is it where you're at? Hello, Uncle Al. Die Bullfrog 79. How are you doing, sir? You're going to have a front row seat to all that stuff going on in California tomorrow, aren't you? Oh, Lord have mercy. You better get that machete ready. Oh, dear Lord. Melinda Elliott. Welcome, Melinda. Thank you for contacting me this afternoon. I always appreciate when somebody texts me. And yes, as I was saying, prepping is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So in other words, you don't get it all at once. You basically pace yourself, and that way you don't spend too much money at any one time. You get a good deal, get it, but otherwise, pace yourself. "1 a.m. Well, God bless you. KP Heathen, my friend. Watched a couple of your videos today. Trying to give you some love. Idaho Garden Girl. I watched some of your stuff yesterday. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. I was behind. Watched some stuff I had not seen. Really good stuff. You put out some really good stuff. And when I say that about one person, I could say that about any of you that produce content, because your content, everybody's content's good. And 6 in the house, 7 likes. Well, and I will tell you, looking at my backup channel, because I've been watching stuff on my main channel, I've been watching stuff on my backup channel. I posted a short on my backup channel, and I posted a short on my main channel of the rain. The one on my backup channel got 3 times the views as the one on the main channel. Right now, my backup channel, which is David Lynn Taco Talk, has 87 subscribers. Get me 13 more subscribers, and we'll be having a 100 subscriber giveaway. And if you want to qualify for either on my backup channel or on my main channel when I hit 2,000, you need to leave me a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 videos I will have released when I hit that magic number. And I'm further off on the main channel. The main channel I think is at like 1916, 1917 along there. So it'll be a little while before I get to that there. However, I could hit 100 at any time on my backup channel. And if you want to have an opportunity for the giveaway to be in the drawing, you need to make sure that, because when I get to that number, I'm writing down the list of names and then I'm going backwards and I'm not taking any more. So I warned you multiple times, and I've advised you multiple times. Enrique Trevino, welcome, my friend. Thank you for like number 9. Yes, please hit the like button. It'll be greatly appreciated. Belinda's Country Living. Hello, young lady. Thank you for coming. Melinda, I watched one of your driving lives. Your daughter was driving you, and I watched one of your driving lives today, I believe. How are you doing, Belinda? Need to go over and give you some love. I'm sorry I hadn't been over recently, but I will try to get there, and I'll make a note. When I get off this live stream, Belinda's got a wonderful channel. She puts out some real good cooking videos. Also, her channel's a lot bigger than mine. You know, as they say, it's not the size, it's the effort or whatever, you know, the amount of content you put up. For whatever reason, my channel's basically been growing very slow. Some people just blow up. Like, you take an example, my friend Dave, who's going by Yoda now. I knew him back in the day when it was Guru and Wahoo the Turtle. He was going by Guru and Wahoo the Turtle, and he was living in a suburb of Atlanta, which is an ancestral homeland. He was living just a few miles from where my uncle and my aunt lived, suburb of Atlanta. And you know, we both had channels that were reasonably the same size, and I would basically stay about 200 subscribers ahead of him for a long time. And then he hit on something other, I guess, or something happened. And he started doing more of a religious. His stuff was more going over to religion. He used to do lots of cards, and he would do a lot of stuff on cards and collecting and such, comic books. And, you know, and he was growing, but he was growing like me. He'd grow, when I was back in my super growth phase, I would grow maybe 100 subscribers a month. I'd grow close to 100 subscribers a month. Now, it takes me several months to get 100 subscribers. And he basically passed me, and then he was staying about 200 ahead of me. I had a lull because of my wife's health, and I had a lull in what I was doing because of, you know, trying to take care of her and working and everything. And then here just a few months ago, he just blew up, and he went from having a couple of thousand subscribers to now he's up over, he's like 12, 13,000. He just blew up in a period of a couple of months. And I don't know that that will ever happen to me, but I do expect to reach over the 2,000 mark. And then I'll set a goal for like 2,500. You know, like Uncle Al's got a goal for 5,000. And I'll trying to work on my next goal. Yeah, I think I'm one of those channels, Belinda. Well, it's always good to have a backup channel. Little Lone Prepper, hello, young lady. Well, today, went to Walmart, bought some stuff for the wife she wanted. I went to HEB, got my wife's medication, brought her a box lunch, got myself a salad. We're anticipating a celebration for Father's Day. My daughter called me today, said, "I'll be over, hang out," you know, and, which is wonderful. Idaho Garden Girl is greeting everybody. Is Mixed Vlog, thank you for coming. Right now it is Saturday morning. No, yep, it's Saturday morning where she's at. I went and visited her live stream today. I haven't been as outgoing. I'm way behind. Used to watch her regularly. She's got a good channel. She puts out some good stuff. She's a lot bigger than I am. Her channel's a lot bigger than I am. Thank you, Ia. Hopefully, I think everybody here probably knows you. If you don't, good person to know. Ia's Mixed Vlog. Everybody's got blue wrenches, so friends. Hillbilly Josh, I watched some of your stuff today. Hillbilly is a hardworking man. Puts out good content. He often puts out content about work. Hardworking man. Good-looking young man. I like it. His beard looks better than my beard. It's a lot more natural colored. Mine's all white. He's a nice young man. And he's a good person to have as a friend. I haven't had much time to watch YouTube lately. I understand, and you've been out and about. I understand. I heard you when I was at your live stream. You commented about you didn't have the best connection lately. I understand that, where you're at. I understand. Um, it's a sad thing. I mean, you're in a beautiful country, really good standard of living as far as what the cost of living and everything. If I didn't live here, I'd probably want to live over there. Be one of what they call an expat, you know. But I don't see that happening because I'm here, my family's here, my wife is here. She doesn't want to. You know. Anyway, we are 13 minutes into the stream, 9 in the house, 11 likes. Let me get started with the topic. Twilight's Last Gleaming. Twilight's Last Gleaming. That was a good movie too, but it was well, ooh. Okay. So there are no Kings protests planned across the U.S. tomorrow on June the 14th. June the 14th is Flag Day. It's also President Trump's 79th birthday. Tomorrow marks the 250th anniversary of the founding of the U.S. Army. There will be a parade in Washington. The Army's putting on a parade. It will mark, again, the 250th anniversary of the founding of the Army. And the U.S. Army is holding this military parade on in Washington, D.C. There will be set up along the mall. They'll have stands set up, and the president will probably speak. Protests are scheduled in Austin. We'll talk about Texas. Austin, San Antonio, Houston, Corpus Christi, Dallas, Fort Worth, Lubbock, etc. Those are the big cities. There's nothing scheduled here in Victoria, Texas. I looked at the map that showed where all these protests are supposed to happen, and there's no dots or no stars or anywhere near where I live. Where I live is very conservative. It had Fort Worth listed, and Fort Worth is very conservative, so I'm surprised about that. And the governor is deploying the Guard, San Antonio, Austin, different places. They're ready. They anticipate some trouble. Can't leave comments in my shorts. I don't understand. Thank you for the like. I have come across some people that I follow And I have tried to give them, I've tried to leave comments and it won't let me leave a comment. It'll let me leave a like. I can push the like button. It won't let me leave a comment. And they don't have comments blocked, you know. So I don't understand. I do not understand why that's the case. And then I have people tell me that they get advisories on my channel, like I'm some sort of subversive because I'm a conservative, you know. Florida sheriff said they could protest peacefully, but if they attacked officers, they would be contacting their families about their remains because they will kill them. Graveyard dead. Hey. Yep. I hear you. There are places they're not playing. They wouldn't play here. They would not play here. So one of the pieces of advice is go fill up your tank. You got spare gas tank, or for gas for your mower, or you just have like a 5-gallon spare tank, go fill it up. If you don't have bottled water, go buy you several gallons of bottled water. I'm not telling you to go crazy or anything. I'm just saying fill up your gas tank in your vehicles. If you got a spare tank, a 5-gallon tank or gallon tank or whatever for your time, take it with you and go fill it up. And then make sure you have like bottled water. So, I understand that there will be a lot of people dressed up as military. I mean, it's former military. Funny. Fill up your tiger tank. Ha 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 ha. There'll be people in military protest in uniform. Not that many active military. They're trying to weed out all of the LGBTQ nuts. They're trying to get them out. Yeah, I wouldn't go anywhere near them. If you got a good shotgun, a 12 gauge or a 20 gauge, if you have the opportunity to go buy, Walmart still sells it, go buy some buckshot. Double up buck for a 12 gauge and triple up buck for a 20 gauge. Go buy yourself 20, 30 rounds of buckshot. They normally come in like 5 packs or 6 packs. Sometimes they come in 10 packs. Go buy you some. If you don't have it, get you some buckshot. If you got a good shotgun. Mom of 4 boys. Hello, Mom of 4 boys. Thank you for coming in. How you doing, Rachel? $14 likes, 10 in the house. We're 20 minutes into the live stream. So they're trying to promote a false narrative that the military is against being deployed, and that is not the case. That is not the case. Both the governors of Texas and Florida have apparently, there have been some arrests. Normally you get 10 years, both federal and state. The military is 10 years of hard labor and or death penalty, depending on what the case is. If you've got people who are being subversive and who are doing damage, they won't play with them. Depends on the case. Third, both Texas and Florida are on high alert for planned attacks on infrastructure, transportation, water, power systems. Texas Rangers and the Department of Public Safety following the lead on possible blackouts in Texas. Louisiana's GOP, here's a good one for you. Ha 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 ha. Take care, Josh. Take care, Josh. I hope it passes, Little Lone Prepper. So, Louisiana's GOP, which dominates the legislature, passed a package of bills this week designed to aid in federal crackdowns on illegal migrants. That's Louisiana. Active duty reserve can't protest. Well, let's hope they don't. You know, we don't need them if they do. They need to be put out. I'd be very unhappy if that's the case. Protests are fine, but if they are out of line, like power blackouts, blocking the interstate, plane crashing, attacking the water supply and food supplies, etc., people will be arrested. News reporters that helped the rioters. See the CNN news crew that was arrested. They're not playing. That's just like that senator from California, that U.S. senator from California, the Hispanic senator from California. He got taken down in handcuffs, and he tried to disrupt that news conference that they were holding. He came storming in, showing his butt, acting like a big shot, and they ran him out, and he tried to fight with them, and they took him down. Oh, and then you got all the usual suspects in Congress, the Democrats in Congress. Oh, you can't do that. That's horrible. That can't happen. You can't do that kind of stuff. That Democrat congresswoman's been charged with felonies for attacking FBI and ICE agents. They're not playing. They're not playing. They're not playing. I'd lock her butt up and not let her out. Part-time planning, how's it going? Thank you for coming. I am still learning names. I think it's Peter, right? Thank you for coming, Part-Time Planning. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. Eight in the house, 14 likes. So Trump is using Article 10. The government is using Article 10 to protect federal employees and property from the lack of police protection. I mean, they're defacing stuff. They're breaking windows. They're using hammers and sledgehammers to break concrete so they can use them to throw at people, throw at vehicles. They're using they're making little Molotov cocktails to start fires and burn vehicles. I mean, lots of really nasty stuff happening. Governors, judges, senators, representatives can be imprisoned for insurrection. Lose your title, power, and benefits. They'd be given a trial, either military, tribunal, or federal court. Worst case scenario, they were found working for a foreign country. See the Goldbergs in the 1950s, which was a famous situation. So, a lot of SHTF, predominantly in blue states. I was looking at the list of where the worst is supposed to happen. You know, California, New York, some of the big cities like New York City, Los Angeles, Chicago, places there, Atlanta, places that they're blue and they're real soft on crime. They don't prosecute. People are allowed to do what they want to do. Not good. Not good at all. Yep. Trump derangement syndrome, horrible. I understand the mayor of Los Angeles, Miss Karen Bass, I think her name is, big socialist or communist, whatever you want to refer to her as. I hear she resigned. Uncle Al, you'd probably be happy about that. She didn't do anything. When the fires, the Palisades burned, she was over in Africa celebrating some socialist crap over there. And when she came back and they were asking her questions, she just stood there with her mouth open, wide-eyed. What are you doing? Are you doing anything to try to stop the fires? What's going on? She just mouth wide open. What city are you in part-time planning? My former hometown, Corpus Christi, they've got a new harbor bridge opening up this month. Bigger, taller. Then they'll start demolishing the old harbor bridge that was built back in the 50s. Article 15 for the military. Okay. I've been researching on Google, checking stuff on Google. I've been checking stuff on this protest, this No Kings protest that they're planning. Sydney Harbor Bridge. Well, one thing I don't agree with that happened over in your neck of the woods, both in Australia and over in, oh shoot, that island out from y'all. Anyway, just had a brain fart on that one. Y'all don't get to have personal ownership of guns. I understand you got to have a permit to own a weapon. It's really hard to get a weapon nowadays. That Canada did the same thing. They're trying to outlaw weapons. And you don't have a Second Amendment like we do. John Holmes, New Zealand. Yes, New Zealand. Thank you. Tasmania, yes, another one. Tasmania is another small island. I was thinking of New Zealand. John C. Holmes. How are you doing, John Holmes? Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. Yeah. That's a damn shame. Truly is. And y'all allowed it to happen. Yeah. They say something like 1,800 protests are planned. Sites that they have protests. Like some of the larger areas, they've got multiple sites planned to protest. A shooter's permit. I don't know. I really do not. I don't know what to tell you. So, mentioning again my backup channel that is called Taco Talk, David Lynn Taco Talk. I'm at 87 subs. When I get to 100 subs, there will be a 100 subscriber giveaway. It'll be like the same one on my main channel. That should be coming pretty soon. I'm not actively out chasing subs, but I'm getting a few of them here and there. And I should get up to 100. And when I get to 100, I will take the last video I have released. And I have not released any new videos. I've released a total of 6 videos on my backup channel. 3 of them I released within the last month or so when I started using my backup channel again. And I was basically using my backup channel to give watch time to people and friends. But I will basically go to my last video. I'll write down all the names of people who left comments, and then I'll backtrack 4 more, and I'll be checking off to see, did you not? And for those people who left a nice supportive comment, and hopefully a like on each of those last 5 videos, your name will go into a hat. There will be a video of me doing it. I will video showing what you're getting, and I will draw a name from the hat, and whoever I draw will be the winner. The 1900 subscriber giveaway, I had 10 different people who qualified. Enrique qualified twice. Sadly, he did not win. I've offered to send him something if he would just basically email me his mailing address, but he says only if he wins. So let's hope he wins. Let's hope he wins. The other thing I will say, there are places where, like me, I get a lot of mail from other people that are wrong. They put it in the wrong box. There are other people, I'm sure, that have gotten my mail. Once in a while, somebody will bring something to me and say, this was in my box by mistake. Like, it'll be the same street number, but it'll be a different street name. I've had that happen. And then I've had to call, I've had notification from Amazon. Did you like what you received? Your stuff was delivered, and I never got it. And after 2 or 3 days, I'll contact them and say, I did not get my package. And then they've made it right with me. Once, I got my package like really late, and then I was honest with them. I said, you gave me a refund on this, but I finally got this. And they had said, I had received it, I had received it and I hadn't received it, and then I got it like several days after it said I'd received it. And I made it right with them, and they charged me for it. So, but the mail service is just horrible. Horrible. What state do you live in, Enrique? What state, country? Are you in one of these redneck states, or where are you at, son? I've sent stuff to several people in Louisiana, and surprisingly, they get their stuff relatively fast. Is that you, Dave? Second shingle shot was today. Man, that shot hurts. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Dave, your ears should be ringing. Unless you've been lurking, I been talking a little bit about you. Guru and Wahoo the Turtle fame. Used to live in a suburb of Atlanta, which was probably about 5-6 miles from where my aunt and uncle, may they both rest in peace, because they're gone now. But he lived very close to, and I used to go back there and visit. So, I'd go back there for a week at a time. It's a wonder I probably didn't run across him someplace in the area back in the days. And I'm sorry that shot hurt. You're lurking. Okay. Buying space. Hello, buying space. Myra. I've been watching some of Myra's stuff. She collects some really nice stuff. And she gives back. I was watching one with some books that she was donating. Some really nice books. Donating for kids. God bless you. Chicken pox party. The one childhood malady I had was chicken pox. That's the one childhood malady I had. I never had the mumps, never had the measles, any of that stuff. Did have chicken pox. Ouch. Bit by a groundhog. Wonderful. That wasn't fun, I'm sure. 16 likes. 5 in the house. 40 minutes in. So let's go through the topic one more time for those of y'all who recently just came in, and we'll talk a little bit about the, what's going on. The topic tonight is Twilight's Last Gleaming. No King's protests are planned across the U.S. tomorrow, June the 14th. June the 14th is Flag Day and Donald Trump's birthday. He'll be 79. Tomorrow marks the 250th anniversary of the founding of the U.S. Army. The U.S. Army is holding a military parade on tomorrow, and it'll be in Washington, D.C., and they'll be set up with viewing stands at the mall, the D.C. mall. The president will be there, and he may make a little speech. Protests are scheduled. Now, I'm looking at in Texas. A king who thinks yeah. So protests are scheduled in Austin, Texas, the capital of Texas, San Antonio, Houston, Corpus Christi, Dallas, Fort Worth, Lubbock, etc. Nothing is scheduled in my area, which is Victoria, Texas. Very, it's not a big city. It's like 65,000 people, and it's very conservative. A lot of former military and foreign actors are dressed up as active military personnel in current uniform, protesting and following a false narrative. Jacksonville, Florida. You still there, Enrique? Did you say where you were at? Both the governors of Texas and Florida have arrested some of these people. There have been some arrests. Well, Corpus Christi does have a big aquarium. But great white sharks, I don't think they have any great white sharks in captivity because they have to constantly be moving, and I don't think you can keep one alive even in a pretty good sized aquarium. Normally you get 10 years, both federal and state. The military is 10 years in hard labor and or the death penalty. It depends on the case. And that would be for somebody, doing all sorts of subversive stuff, damage. Third, both Texas in Florida. Texas and Florida are on high alert for planned attacks on infrastructure, transportation, water systems, and power systems. Texas Rangers and the Department of Public Safety following leads on possible blackouts in Texas. Louisiana's GOP dominated legislature passed a package of bills this week designed to aid in federal crackdowns on illegal migrants. Protests are fine, but if they are out of line, like power blackouts blocking the interstate, planes crashing, attacking water supply, food supplies, etc., people will be arrested. News reporters that help the rioters and then see the CNN crew that got arrested. Susanna Morrison, proud single mom. Thank you for coming. Susanna is over in the Philippines, and right now it's 7:47 here, and it's 8:47 a.m. over there. It's on the other side of the world. And thank you for coming, young lady. It's Saturday morning over there already. So Trump is using Article 10 to protect federal employees and property from the lack of police protection. Places where, like in California, where the governor will not deploy the guard, Trump's deployed the guard. He's also deployed Marines to... they're very upset about all of the arrest of illegals and the deportations. They're not playing. They're not playing. They're rounding them up. Governors, judges, senators, and representatives can be imprisoned for insurrection, loss of title, power, and benefits. They will be given a trial, either military tribunal or federal court. Worst case scenario, found work for a foreign country. See the Goldbergs in the 1950s. Yeah, well, you know, it's the big blue cities. If you look at all the rural areas, are pretty red. But if you look at where the big blue cities were, the cesspools, like Los Angeles is the second largest city in the country as far as population is concerned. New York City is the largest. And I mean, they're just overrun. They're just overrun. Both of those places. So advice would be, and it's always good advice, keep a full tank of gas. If you don't have a full tank of gas, go fill up your tank. If you got a spare tank, like you got a 5-gallon tank, I got a couple of those. You got a 1-gallon tank for like gasoline for your mower and such, I got a couple of those. Go fill them up. Go fill them up. Have several gallons of bottled water. You know, it doesn't cost a lot. You know, you're paying $1.20 maybe for a gallon of water. Once you get that bottle, get one with a handle. Once you get that bottle, you can refill it. Have several gallons. I'd tell you, have 15, 20 gallons of bottled water, you know, set aside. You're going to use better part of a gallon a day if you have to use it. So you need to take into consideration, well, who's with you? Is this just for me, or is this for a family of 4? Then you better have 4 gallons a day. I'm just saying, you know, better safe than sorry. Yeah, you got to get Uncle out first. Yeah, California is a toilet. I mean, you know, you look at the Palisades that burned. Finally, Mayor Bass, Karen Bass, the socialist, communist, what you want to call her, she resigned. My understanding, it was announced. You know, you look at the city council, every one of them's leftist. You don't have any conservatives. You don't have anybody that can make a reasonable decision. These are all nuts. I mean, the whole damn place is just full of nuts. Ten in the House, 16 likes. You know, there are um, that, you know, it's all along the coast. If you go inland, it's pretty conservative. It's not, you know, where the bulk of the population is. You know, population's in the big cities along the coast. So, and it's the same way in Oregon. It's the same way in Washington, the state of Washington. You know, you go inland, and it's very conservative. You got a lot of conservative counties that don't want to even be part of their states. There are movements to. There's a Jefferson movement. Northern California, Southern Oregon wants to secede and form a state and call it like Free State of Jefferson. I think that's what they want to call it. I mean, it'll never happen because the majority will not allow them to do that. You know, the majority won't let them do that. Yeah, no water in the fire hydrants. That was those idiots, the governor and the mayor, and their budgets and lack of budgets. I mean, truly, truly deplorable. Truly deplorable situation. So I will plan on doing a live stream tomorrow, just to mention. I'm planning on being here for another 7 minutes or so. I will plan on doing another live stream tomorrow, 12 in the House. And please leave a like to support the channel if you haven't done so. Well, Uncle Al's a good guy. He's out there. He's behind socialist lines. He's behind the communist lines. He's a good guy. 17 likes, 11 in the House. Again, I will tell you, tomorrow will be an interesting day. This No Kings movement and protests that they've got planned. The nuts are really, you know, and this is largely funded by some very radical left-wing billionaires. Very rich left-wing radicals that want to bring down the country. They're supporting all sorts of socialist, liberal district attorneys that get elected and refuse to prosecute. They let people off. Then they want to prosecute people that do the right thing. Somebody defends a group of people and they want to prosecute the person who defended the group of people. They don't want to prosecute the thugs or the criminals. You see where the Democrats are spending their capital. They're trying to support all the illegal thugs, the drug gang cartel types. It's just absolutely disgusting. And more people are opening up their eyes to what's going on. They see how much better it is with a conservative, no BS representative or senator or governor or the president. Things are a lot better than when the previous administration was in office. Prices are better. You don't have the shortages that you had. You can hold your head up. We're a lot more respected. The border is fairly secure now. They're building border wall. I'll be trying to do a news on that in the near future, an update news. Well, Newsom is an idiot. He's saying arrest him. Hey, they need to do him what they did that senator, that socialist senator out there that tried to disrupt that conference they were having. Man, they slammed him on his face and handcuffed him. And they got him out of there. They didn't play with him. They did not play with him. I am surprised that they released him. They didn't press charges. Or at this point, they hadn't pressed charges, and they released him. I wouldn't have done that. Would have broke my heart if his head had hit the floor a couple of times. That would have been horrible when he was fighting and all. If his head had hit the floor a couple of times, that would have been horrible. Absolutely horrible. Yes, Celine Dion, she's Canadian. I mean, you got nuts funding this stuff. You got nuts funding it. Socialist, anarchist nuts. And then you've got people who, like musicians, great music, really enjoyable music. But then when you start, they start talking politics. Nobody wants to hear their politics. They just want to listen to their music. They got good music. Their politics suck. They get booed out. I can name some very famous people, musicians. I won't, but I can name several very famous ones that you don't want to hear their politics. I mean, they're absolutely stupid. I mean, look at who they endorsed in the last election. Yep. And they are out of touch with reality. That is true. That is true. So anyway, I will be back for another edition of Coffee Talk tomorrow, 7 p.m. I'll probably put up a short. I've got a video that I edited and I've got it ready. I just need to do my shout outs. I'm going to put probably about 30 shout outs in it. And it is one of the pot roast that I did last weekend. I had the thing ready, but I still haven't put the shout outs in it, and I need to put the shout outs in it. And it's all prepped up, ready to go. It's about 6 minutes. It's how I go about starting it, getting it done, what it comes out, plating it, the whole 9 yards in a video. And I'm going to try to release that this weekend. I just need to do the shout outs. In the meantime, when I get up in the morning, I thank God for the day. I say the Lord's Prayer. I take my medication with a cup of coffee, usually 2 or 3 cups of coffee. I make breakfast for the wife. I get right. Right now, I'm on summer vacation. After this week, I have another 6 or 7 weeks of vacation. This is towards the end of the second week of vacation. Okay. So anyway, everybody, please remember the Scout motto: be prepared, get your gas, have bottled water, follow the news, what's going on, be prepared. And everybody, please, thank you for being here and have a blessed day.